way you do it? Oh, I need...
Or your way also fine, no problem.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Repeat everyone.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Haribo, thank you very much. Sorry for the technical problem. Oh my God. Okay, that never happened before. So thank you everyone. Again, welcome.
A long time no see.
Okay. Devaki Nandana Krishna Gita Patena Tushyati Yatana Vede Danena Yajna Tita Vritatibihi. The son of Devaki, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of the Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows, as much as he is satisfied by the devotional recitation of the Gita. Okay, I would like to briefly bring you to Mayapur to take darshan of Sri Nrsingadev. Okay, this is Ugra Nrsingadev. There are various kind of Nrsingadev's form, various forms of Nrsingadev. So this is Ugra Nrsingadev. So you will see that the claws are like that, like ready to pounce on us. Okay, so from Mayapur, I'm taking you to Houston. So this is the Houston temple. The Radha Krishna's name is Sri Sri Radha Nila Madhava. So first we will go on the farmost left. All right, this is Gauranitai, Krishna and Balaram. Okay, so Radha Nila Madhava. Okay, and then we have Giri Govardhan. Giri Govardhan is, who is Giri Govardhan?
Golden Hill.
Yeah, Golden Hill, very nice. So Giri Govardhan was installed in 1989, and then they have this little Sri Sri Radha Giridhari. I think it should be their Utsava Vigraha. Okay, praise to the spiritual teachers. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vinasha Narsimha Iti Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Okay, so Gita Mahatmya. Nobody? Anybody would like to recite the English?
I can, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
A person who knows nothing about learning and teaching the Gita is a failure in the duty of the human form of life.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So it means when you buy an appliance, you need to read the manual to operate it. Otherwise, how would you operate the appliance if you do not have the manual? How would you operate it? How would we operate it if you do not have the manual?
Just gamble only.
Gamble. What else?
Trial and error.
Trial and error. That's the exact word I was looking for. Trial and error. Okay, it might work, it might not work. If it doesn't work, it's going to give us anxieties. Okay, so when Krishna created this entire creation, he gives us this manual. So one who does not try to learn or teach, okay, leave aside teaching, at least the learning, if you don't do that, if you don't open the manual, then it's a failure in the duty of the human form of life. So we have to understand that Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita particularly to Arjuna at that point of time, but generally for the mankind. Okay, for mankind in general. So that's from Sri Vaishnava Tantra Sara. Okay, so you are all a success because you are learning. We are very fortunate to have you all together. All right, so now today we are entering a new section of Bhagavad Gita. What section is that?
Nature, the enjoyer, and the consciousness.
That is the title of the that is the topic for today. What section we are entering?
The third section,
Yes.
achieve bhakti through knowledge.
Very good. Okay, so this is the sandwich. We have covered the first 6 sections. We have covered the second 6 sections. Okay. Can you believe now you're on the third section, achieving bhakti through knowledge. So knowledge in Sanskrit is called what yoga?
Nyana Yoga.
Nyana Yoga, yes. Okay, hold on. Whose iPhone? Please rename purple color iPhone. Yeah, I can't figure out who could that be. So if you need my assistance, you can message me. I can rename you. Okay, Nyana Yoga, yes. Okay, so we need, next question, we want to know why Nyana Yoga? Why we can't stop at Bhakti? Why we can't stop at work? Why do we have to understand this knowledge? Okay, so Nyana Yoga will give us the impetus to gradually detach from material world. Okay, when we do this, when you know, if a child is having a knife in his hand, it's dangerous, isn't it? So would you grab the knife and then expect him to be sitting still? Would you expect him to behave? What would you do? Do you just grab the knife and that's about it?
Maybe ask him to put it down.
No, okay, so now that you have taken the knife from the child,
Away, to keep it away.
okay, after
Or
that,
hide it.
Tell him the dangers of it.
okay,
Yeah,
after that,
right.
it's a child, so what is the simplest thing that would you do?
Not to touch it. Advice not to touch.
Okay, let's say the child wouldn't understand. Who has very little child? Kush Mataji, what would you do if your child is grabbing something harmful and you just want to take it out first? What's the next thing that you would do?
I'll
Hide
just
it.
take it away from her and keep
Okay.
it at a safe place.
All right, after that, now the child has got nothing in the hand. So do we expect the child to behave?
No.
No.
So what will happen and what do you want to do now?
Distract the child's attention.
Yeah, distract the child.
Give toys. Janani Mataji is right. So you're going to detach the knife or something harmful from a child's hand and you're going to give something safer for the person to play with, to occupy with. So you might give a ball or toys like that. So in this case, in our case, right, human being, when we detach from material world, so what is the next thing that should happen to us? We need something else. What is that?
Attached to Krishna.
Yes,
Yes.
attachment to Krishna. Mataji, you're expert already. So I want my other students to answer. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, attachment to Krishna. Okay, so all this knowledge you want to utilize to attain devotion. Okay, for example, why we learn chapter 10? Because the more we have knowledge or understand the opulence of God, the devotion will increase. Okay, so same thing with our knowledge, how Krishna works, however this material nature works, all this will be covered in this Nyana Yoga section, and it's going to increase our attachment to Krishna. Okay, and that is also in the Astanga Yoga ladder. All right, you have to withdraw your senses and then attach the senses to the Paramatma inside. So that's how it works. Okay, so with that, we enter chapter 13. Nature, enjoyer, and consciousness. Please mute your mics. Okay, so the synopsis of this chapter is one who understands the difference between body, soul, and super soul. Beyond them both attains liberation from this material world. Okay, so that is the summum bonum of this chapter. Okay, so this is what we will learn today. Look at this chariot of the body. What can you see here on the left? Just tell me, what do you see?
Senses.
Senses. Okay, what are those?
5 senses.
Five. The 5 horses are like 5 senses. Okay, what else? What else can you decipher from this?
Our mind.
Param Prabhu?
No.
Okay. Who else? I was hearing something. Somebody was saying something.
I said the mind, Mataji.
Mind. So where is the mind?
Right, please.
The reins of the horse.
The reins. So the reins in whose hand?
The intelligence.
The intelligence hand.
So now you can see the mind is a tool for the intelligence to control the senses. Oh, so who's the boss here?
The soul.
The soul is the boss. So you can see in the supremacy level, soul is the highest. So this one we will cover in level 3, not too far from now. Okay, so we will not go so deep into that for now. Today we're just going to understand the concepts of these elements. Okay, and then look at this second picture here on the right. What can you see?
Elements.
What
Elements of nature. Air, fire, water, earth.
Yes. Okay. What else can you see?
What body is made of?
What body is made of? Very good. Okay. So at the top there,
Is the
Ego.
intelligence.
Ego.
mind, intelligence, and false ego.
Ego.
Okay. So usually we will see give up your ego. Actually, that is not so accurate way of addressing ego. Ego means identity. So when you understand your true identity, that it is called true ego. So it is not bad, it's actually good. Only when you falsely identify yourself as different from God, then you are under the influence of
False ego.
false ego. Okay, so from now on, you will see the word ego differently in the true meaning. Okay, give up your ego. Why you're so egoistic? So actually that is referring to false ego. A true ego means you have understood yourself. That is true ego. Okay, because that is your identity. You cannot give up your identity, is it? Okay, so as usual, Arjuna is asking question to Krishna. Here, Arjuna is asking 6 questions, and this whole chapter is about Krishna answering this question. In level 2, this chapter 13, is broken into 2 days. All right. First, Krishna will answer 3-4 questions, and then he will keep another 2 questions another day. You know, it's like if you want to go really deep inside, that's how you can split. But since you are not going to level 2, we will cover that here, but I will not go in detail. Okay? I will not, because it will be heavy for you. Okay, so 13.1, Janani Mataji.
Yes, Arjuna Uvacha Prakrim Purusham Chaiva Kestram Kestrayanam Evacha Evat Veditum Ichami Nyana Meyam Cha Kesava. Arjuna said, O my dear Krishna, I wish to know about Bhakti, nature, Purusha, the enjoyer, and the field, and the knower of the field, and of knowledge and the object of knowledge.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So Arjuna is a student. A good student should put question to the teacher. Okay, the duty of student is to put question to the teacher and the teacher should answer. Okay, that is the exchange. Now, I want you all to list down what are the 6 questions. Fast.
What is Prakriti?
Okay, what is Prakriti? Nature. Huh? Okay.
The Purusha.
Okay, the enjoyer,
The field,
the field,
the knower of the field,
the knower of the field,
Knowledge.
the knowledge, object of knowledge.
object of knowledge. Okay, the goal of the knowledge. So Arjuna wants to know from Krishna, what is nature? Who is enjoyer? What do you mean by field? Who is the knower of the field? What is knowledge and what is object of knowledge? Okay. Can we go for that again? What is the question? Do you remember?
Prakriti.
Nature.
Yeah. In English?
Enjoyer,
Nature, enjoyer.
Knowledge.
The field,
feel,
Knower.
the knower of the field,
Yes.
knowledge, and
Yes.
object of
of
knowledge.
the knowledge.
Yes, very good. Okay, so if you look at the sequence of Arjuna asking question, it's like this: nature, enjoyer, field, knower, knowledge, and object of knowledge. But the sequence in which Krishna will explain is from here. So that is why I put it in this sequence. So Krishna going to explain field, knower, knowledge, object of knowledge, and then he will come to nature and enjoyer, because Krishna knows this 2 part is more difficult than others. Right? Krishna is very kind. So nature, Prakriti, Purusha. Okay. Field means Kshetra. Where else do you think we saw this name previously?
Kurukshetra.
Yes. So Kshetra means field. Kshetra, Nyan, knower of the Kshetra, knower of the field. Okay. Knowledge is
Jnanam.
Nyana.
Nyana.
Correct. Very good. Object of knowledge is Neyam. Okay. So subject matter of Purusha, Prakriti, union. Krishna keeps it to the end because it's more complex. The other subject matter, the field, the knower of the field, the knowledge, the object of knowledge, all Krishna will answer first. So now first Krishna is going to answer which question?
The field.
The field.
Field. He's going to answer 3 questions first. What is that? If you remember the sequence, field,
Feel, knower,
Knower, knowledge.
knowledge.
very good, awesome. Okay, so these are the 3 questions. Okay, so now Krishna will answer. Yeah, 13.2. Very straightforward. Krishna will answer, so you just be attentive. Kaya Mataji.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "This body, O son
Mataji,
of
go
God-"
slow, huh? Slow.
Okay, so the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "This body, O son of Kunti, is called the field, and one who knows this body is called the knower of the field. Ocean of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies, and to understand this body and its knower is called knowledge. That is my opinion."
Okay, so thank you, Mataji. So here Krishna is answering these 3 questions: field, knower of the field, and knowledge. Okay, so can you please tell me what are the answers that Krishna is giving here? What is the first answer Krishna is giving here? Who can extract that for us?
Body is the field.
Body is the field.
The body is the field.
field.
Yes. Okay. Yes, very good. So next.
The knower is the one who knows the body is the knower of the thing.
Okay. What else?
Krishna is the knower of in all bodies.
Okay, so what is the difference here? So if you see the knower of the field, this question got 2 answers. One is us. I know my body, you know your body. But Krishna knows your body
Now,
and my body and
everybody.
everybody's body. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Why? This one we can tie to what concept?
Paramatma.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, so there are two answers for this question, knower of field. Okay, so finally, the final question's answer,
Understanding the body is called knowledge.
is it?
Understanding this body and its knower is called knowledge.
Yes, the interaction between the body and
Body is
knower is the knowledge.
knowledge.
Okay, so we got three answers here already. Okay, so Krishna begins to answer Arjuna's question. Body is called the field, like a farmer has a field. Okay, so like that. I have one field and I only know one field. Okay, Paramprabhu has one field and he only knows about one field. But Krishna knows about my field and Paramprabhu's field and everybody's field. Okay, all right. So like this, all living body, entities, they have different bodies. Some bodies have your body's pain only you will understand. My body's pain only I will understand. Okay, so like that. Okay. Okay, so I think you all remember all this already, right? Field means body, knower, there's two. Us, we only aware of what's happening in our body. Okay, knower two is God, he's aware of what's happening in all bodies. Knowledge is understanding these two. The interaction between these two is the knowledge. Okay, so to put in a example, we can use this tenant and the landlords. Okay, so what is the tenant and the, how do you differentiate tenant and landlord? Who can tell me? It's a very easy concept. You just have to put it in words only.
We only rent it, we don't owe it.
Not quite the answer for this concept. Who can tell?
Tenant is the one who sits there temporarily.
Okay, what else?
Landlord is the owner of the.
Okay, so assuming that we are the tenant, God is the landlord. So how?
We are the bodies.
We are the bodies owned by the God.
Okay.
We stay here temporary.
Yes.
Okay, not yet. Belum bullseye yet. This is something.
Is it like soul changing clothes kind of
Oh,
thing?
no. We are still at the field and the knower one and knower two in that sense. We are going to look at knower, the term knower.
Or is it we are the enjoyer? So the tenant is the enjoyer of the house that owned by the landlord.
Okay, not yet. Very good try. Sam Prabhu, why so quiet? Jai
The
Sivan
landlord
Prabhu.
knows about the house better than the tenant.
Again, Prabhu.
Not necessary.
I say the landlord know about the house better than the tenant.
Not necessary.
Oh, why,
The
Prabhu?
landlord,
Why,
the
Paraprabhu?
landlord actually owns the property,
Yeah.
and the tenant is just staying there for a period of time.
Okay, actually, Sam Prabhu's answer is correct. Okay, the tenant only aware of what's happening in his apartment, whereas the landlord knows about all the apartments. You can ask the landlord, which house has a bathroom facing this side? Which house has kitchen facing this side? Oh, this property has, this unit has this direction. Okay, so that is the difference. Okay, so similarly, because as God, as super soul, he knows what's happening in all the bodies. So that is the concept. Okay, so that is how the difference exists between the tenant and the landlord. Okay, the tenant only rents one apartment, the landlord owns all the apartments, so he knows everything about all the units. Okay, next question. Farmer only knows about his land. Okay, who would know about all the lands in the country?
The king.
Yes. Prabhu, did you look at the slide before this or what?
No, in Tamil it's called manner, right? So manner know about the manner.
Wow.
That's good.
That's a good one, Prabhu. Yes. Very good. I think sudah bocor lah this slide lah. Prabhu, you're trying to cover, right? Okay. So this is another example of a farmer. So the farmer knows about his field of land. So the farmer harvests the land, he plows it, he knows everything about his land. But the farmer gets the land from the king. He gets one portion of the king, and the king owns the entire country. So he knows about each and every piece of land. Oh, okay, you do this harvesting because this land only suitable for this. Okay, you do this one because this one is only suitable for this. Okay, but the knowledge of the farmer is constrained to the land that he owns. Okay, so this way we can explain the relationship between these two knowers in the body, and that is knowledge. Okay, one is spirit soul, one is super soul. Okay, so this is entirely knowledge based. Huh? Okay, there's one story to illustrate this concept. This person's name is Kanakadas. This place, I mean, he's a historical person from the past, and the temple is still existing. Like yesterday we saw the Sakshi Gopal story, right? So this is in Udupi, I think, okay, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so the story goes like this. Let me try to zoom here. So one day, Kanaka was cooking. He's a very poor man, poor Brahmana. He was cooking. So suddenly, one dog came and stole his chapati. Okay, the moment he looked at it like that, the dog got scared and he dropped the chapati and ran off. And this Kanaka, he actually ran after the dog. He was calling, hey, come back, like that. Y'all can see me moving the slide, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. All right, so Kanaka ran after the dog while the people on the street watched the strange sight. Why? Because who wants to chase a dog who came to your house to steal your food and then decided to run away? All right, and he was actually calling the dog, come back and take this. See, you are leaving something behind. Take and go, it's your food, like that. So they were all laughing at him. Why did you run after the dog, Kanaka? And he said, God came to my house and went away without accepting the roti. So that means Kanaka was seeing the dog as God. Okay, so everybody laughed at him. Ha ha ha, Kanaka calls a dog God. He is mad. So their guru's name is Vyasa Tirtha, has been watching what is happening. So he understood that the Kanaka is relating to the dog as God, because Kanaka is seeing God in everybody. Okay, he doesn't see it as dog or human. Okay, he sees God in everybody. So, and the guru thought he is the true worshipper. Okay, so the next one. All right, and when the guru realized that the student has such a great realization, quickly Kanaka became his favorite disciple. Okay, and people were jealous about him. Okay, because he seemingly doesn't have so much of learning in his life, so they thought he shouldn't be getting that special attention from the guru. Okay, they say he doesn't know the scriptures. He is of low birth, a shepherd, yet he is our master's favorite. So enviousness. Okay, but the guru, being all-knowing, he realized that the other disciples are looking down on Kanaka because of his external appearances and qualifications. So he decided to give them all a test. All right, because he wants to show them the difference between Kanaka and the rest of the disciples. So he called them all and gave them each a banana. And the instruction was, go to a secluded place where no one is watching and eat your banana. Okay, so everybody went in different directions. So you see that? So the story has it that one person tried to climb on the tree. Somebody's mic is not muted. So somebody was on the top of the tree thinking that nobody is okay, nobody is watching me, so I get, oh my God, it's unmuted again. Please mute Yi Mataji. Okay, so I'm sure nobody can see. Okay, I'm sure nobody can see me eating here. So like this, one person was eating on top of the tree. One person was hiding inside the hay. Okay. And other examples, like somebody dived into water and was eating underwater. So like this, they were eating wherever they can eat without being washed by anyone. So after they all ate, right, they came back to the guru. After eating the bananas, each one came back to the master. We have obeyed your order, master. Then the guru asked, good, but where is Kanaka? Come forward, Kanaka. Can you see in his hand, he is still holding the banana. So the guru asked, why haven't you eaten the banana yet? Then Kanaka answered, how can I eat the banana unobserved by God? He is everywhere. And then the guru made a conclusion. You see, for Kanaka, God is not just a name to be invoked in prayer. It's not somebody's name that you just invoke when you are just praying, but it has to be a part of your life. He is real and he's always present. So that's why Kanaka is not able to eat anywhere, because everywhere is God. God is everywhere. He is the knower of all field. So you cannot escape from that. Okay, so that is how we can illustrate this concept. And this place, actually there is some old movie. This is, I don't know whether it's a Telugu movie or Kannada movie. You can find on YouTube. He actually, in the past, he actually sang because he was a shepherd. People look at him from a low birth, right? They don't allow him into the temple. So what he does, he goes behind the temple and he will sing very soulfully, with full of his heart. And apparently the Lord actually turned to the back, and there's a crack. There happened a crack happened on the wall, so Kanaka can see through the hole. He can actually take the darshan of the Lord. And this is in Udupi. It is called Kanan Kana Kidiki. The Windows name is Kanan Kana Kidiki. Okay, so you can just Google and see. This is his statue here. So actually, Krishna was pleased by the worship of Kanakadas. He created a small hole in the back wall of the temple and turned to face the hole so that Kanakadas could see him. And that hole came to known as Kanakana Kindi. Okay, so apparently, as per the custom, the priest who takes over he performs the worship. They will have to see the Lord through that hole first, and then only they will continue with their other worship processes. All right, so that's the glory of a person who is not a learned person, but he has pure devotion and seeing God everywhere. Okay. All right, so we are done with feel, knower, and knowledge. We are still there. It's just that we are entering another section. We're going to understand the 24 elements of our body. Generally, you know that we have 5 senses. So Krishna is going to give something more technical. Okay, today Krishna is going to be a science teacher. All right. So this is the verse where Krishna lists down all the 24 elements, 13.6. Kaya Mataji, slowly Mataji, so we all can understand.
The 5 great elements: false ego, intelligence, the unmanifested, the 10 senses and the mind, the 5 senses objects, desire, hatred, happiness, distress, the aggregate, the life symptoms, and conviction. All these are considered in summary to be the field of activities and its interactions.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So these are all the field of activities and its interactions. Okay. All right. So can we list that down? Okay, I will list this down now. So later, the next slide, you all have to repeat. Okay. So 5 great elements. Anybody would like to take a guess? What is the 5 great elements? We saw this in the beginning of the slides. Yes,
Senses.
Janani Mataji?
Senses.
No, not yet. 5 great elements.
Fire, air.
Fire, air, water, earth.
And
Ether.
And space.
ether, yes,
Yeah.
space or ether, correct. So these are 5 great elements. So you can count down 5. We are done with 5. And then we have false ego, intelligence, and the unmanifested. Okay, but later I will put this in sequence. For now, we're just counting it, right? False ego, intelligence, and unmanifested. This is the three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance, which we will not cover today. We will cover tomorrow in chapter 14. Okay, and then we have 10 senses. Oh my, I thought I only have 5 senses. So what are these 10 senses? Okay, so these are split into 5 senses, 5 working senses. Okay, so we split like this: 5 knowledge acquiring senses: eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and skin. These are knowledge acquiring senses. And then there are 5 working senses. Okay, you see here, these are 10 senses, right? So I'm splitting that into 2: working senses and knowledge acquiring senses. Knowledge acquiring senses, what you see, what you hear, what you see, what you used to hear. This is how you acquire knowledge, right? You perceive things: eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and skin. And then you have 5 working senses, how your senses work: voice, legs, hands, anus, genitals. Okay, these are all 5 working senses. You got 10 already, right? All right, and then you have intelligence, false ego, all right, and one, the unmanifested, called pradana. So do you have 24 already in your hand? Did you all count? 5 great elements, and then 10 from here, and then 3 from here. Sudada, 24? Did anybody count?
Yes.
Okay, Ngama Prabhu. Okay, so these are field of activities. So what are these interaction? This one, the aggregate: the desire, hatred, happiness, distress, life symptoms, convictions. These are all interactions. Okay, so okay, 5 great elements, 10 senses, and the mind. So that's 11, and then you add 5 here, and then you add 3 here. Okay, that you should get 24. Okay, so let's put that in this table form. Again, 5 great elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Okay, before that, I want to show you this one. If you want to know more about these interactions, then you have to open Upanishad. It is called Sariraka Upanishad. Sarira means body. So like I mentioned, this Bhagavad Gita is an essence. Okay, Krishna does not put all the information here. Otherwise, it's going to look so humongous, like the actual Vedas and Upanishads and Puranas, everything. But in today's world, Krishna understands that not many can understand all these Vedas and Upanishads. That's why he compressed that as cream of the milk, and he gives. But however, if you want to understand more, then you have to go back to the bigger books like Vedas or Upanishads. All right. So if you want to understand the soul, then there is one particular Upanishad. If you want to understand about body, then you have to go and open Sariraka Upanishad. Okay. So there are 108 Upanishads. Okay. So if you have no time to read all of that, then just read Bhagavad Gita is sufficient already. Okay. So I just wanted to mention that if you want to know more, if you're very interested in this topic, then you can go for Shariraka Upanishad. Okay, so 5 great elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. 5 knowledge acquiring senses: eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and skin. 5 working senses, those senses that are working for you: voice, legs, hands, anus, and genitals. 5 sense object, the object of your senses: form, what do you see? Form. What do you hear? Sound. What do you smell? What do you taste? How do you engage your nose? You smell. How do you engage your tongue? You taste. How do you engage your skin? You touch, feel. And then there is this interesting thing called subtle body: mind, intelligence, false ego. I have probably briefly mentioned this previously. Today we will see that. And then unmanifested form of 3 modes of material nature, which is goodness, passion, and ignorance, which we will see in chapter 14. And these are all coming under feel and knower of the feel. After that, all this, right? It's Krishna is mentioning all this to show that all of this got a beginning and an end. Therefore, all material elements, they have beginning and end, they can be destroyed. How? They go through 6 kind of changes of the body. They take birth, they grow, they stay for a while, they produce byproducts, they decay, and then they finally die. So these are 6 changes the body goes through. Okay, is it heavy already? Belum lagi ya? Ada lagi. Okay, so let's do that again now. 5 gross elements. Can you all give me?
Earth, water,
Ether,
fire, air.
Earth, water, fire, and ether.
Ether.
Yes, very good. Okay. What is the other senses?
Knowledge acquiring
Eyes.
senses.
Very
Knowledge
good.
Senses.
Okay, let's
Eyes, ear, nose, tongue, skin.
eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin.
skin,
Next.
5 working
Working
senses.
senses.
Okay, can we have somebody else to share?
Voice, legs,
Voice,
Ah,
legs,
Anus,
hands,
genitals.
hands, and genitals.
Anus and genitals. Okay, for secretion and progeny, procreation. Okay, next is what?
5 sense objects.
Very good. 5 sense objects. Object of the senses. So let's match it with the eyes. So what is the object of the eyes?
see, vision,
See, to
Vision.
see,
Okay,
to see.
vision, form. Okay,
Form.
we see form. How about ear?
sound,
Sound.
sound,
Sound. Nose.
Smell.
smell,
Very
Sense.
good. Tongue.
Taste.
Taste. Skin.
Touch.
touch,
Touch. Okay, science subject sudah habis. Sekarang moving into spiritual one. 3 subtle body. Now, these are 3 layers that is covering our soul. Okay, so originally we are just a spirit soul, but we have these 3 coverings called subtle body. And whatever activities that you do, okay, all your memories and impressions all are saved in these 3 layers. So later in chapter 15, we will see that these are the impression after your gross body die of destroy, right? After you shed, when you die, you shed your gross body only. The one that you're touching now, only this one will decay. But your soul, along with these 3 layers, will go to another body. So all your memories and impression from your past lives stored here. And you take a new gross body, and that is how accordingly you will behave. Okay, all right. So subtle body, who remembers mind?
mind,
intelligence, false,
False ego.
False ego.
false,
Yes, level, very good. Okay, so these are all gross, all these that you can see, these are all gross level. This is subtle that you can't see. So that is how we progress here. Okay, on the left, the elements are listed: earth, water, all these are gross elements. And then we have subtle body. So basically you can see that we have gross body and we have subtle body, and then there is spirit soul. Okay, the one that we're going to see in chapter 14 is this unmanifested stage of 3 modes, pradhana. So that's why it's mentioned here, chapter 14. So thus, this is all the 24 field of activities. Okay, so I think I don't have to go through this again. That's fine. Okay, this is important. So the soul is here. They are covered by subtle body. How many layers?
3 layers.
3.
Okay, what are those?
Mind,
Mind,
intelligence,
Intelligence,
false
false
ego.
ego.
Very good. Okay. Okay. Oh, Prabhu, you listen to news? Okay, right. So this is how this is our gross body outside. In between, we have subtle body, and then we have the spirit soul, like this. All right, the soul is in the region of the heart, isn't it? So it's covered by subtle body. So all those, the spirits and ghosts that you are seeing, they don't have this gross body, they have this subtle body. They are waiting for another gross body to be ready for them. All right. So the soul They are covered by mind, intelligence, false ego. And finally, they are covered by gross body. Like Param Prabhu said, gross body is made of earth, air, water, fire, ether. Okay. All right. So Krishna answered some questions. What are the questions? What question Krishna answered? Anyone?
The field, knower,
knower of the
knowledge.
Okay, very good. The next. Okay.
Object of knowledge.
Yeah, object of knowledge. So this is what Krishna is going to answer now. Okay. So let's see how Krishna answers this 1318. Jai Silan Prabhu, we need to speed up, I think.
Krishna, I'll read the English version.
Yes.
He is the source of light in all luminous objects. He is beyond the darkness of matter and is unmanifested. He is knowledge. He is object of knowledge, and he is the goal of knowledge. He is situated in everyone's heart.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So here Krishna is revealing who or what is the object of knowledge. That personality is the source of light. He is beyond the darkness. He is unmanifested. Okay, he is the knowledge. He is the object of knowledge. He is the goal of knowledge. And where is he situated? In everybody's heart. Who is he?
Paramatma.
Yes, Paramatma, super soul. He is the object of knowledge. This is what all the Dhyana yogis are trying to understand. Okay, but it depends on their motive, like I mentioned yesterday, whether they want it for to attain some mystical power or to truly understand who is God. All right, if they understand that, then they will take up the path of bhakti. Okay, and then the elevation and perfection is guaranteed, compared to if they are still on bodily platform. Okay, so the next one, Krishna is summarizing. Okay, here Krishna is summarizing all the questions. Question 3, 4, 5, 6. The field, the knower, the object of the knowledge, and the knowledge. She's summarizing here this way. Kartini Mataji?
Can I do the Sanskrit one as well, Mataji?
Yeah, I can.
Iti keshram tata jnanam jneyam choktam sama sata mat bhakta etat vijnaya mat bhava yo papat yate. Thus, the field of activities, the body, knowledge, and the knowable have been summarily described by me. Only my devotees can understand this thoroughly and thus attain my nature.
Oh, okay, thank you. So, as we can see, it's not very easy. Okay, it's very technical and it can get complex. What we have given you, this particular few verses, is just the very prominent verses. But if you read the chapter 13, it is a little heavy. And then at the end, Prabhupada, at the end of the chapter 13, Prabhupada actually would have mentioned, you should read this with under the guidance of spiritual master. And there is so much of truth in that, because I myself took some time to understand this chapter. It was very heavy actually. But the moment my Guru Maharaj also gave this class one time, and after I hear him talking, I feel, suddenly I can see everything. All right. So it is true that this chapter you need to read with guidance. Okay. So like that way, Krishna already mentioned the field of activities, the knowledge, the knower of the knowledge. And how do you understand? Who can understand? The devotees who can understand this. And how do they understand? Through guidance. Okay, guidance. You have to engage in seva, and then the knowledge will be revealed to you. So people who are not devotees, Krishna is pretty heavy here, that it's difficult for them to understand. Okay, but it can be easily understood by devotees. So this is the science of field, the knower of the field, the knowledge, the object of knowledge. Okay, so Krishna has covered field, knower, knowledge. All right, Krishna has covered who is the object of the knowledge. Remember, the Paramatma. Okay, now left with two questions. What are those?
Nature and enjoyer.
Nature and enjoyer, yes. Okay, so now Krishna is going to talk about what is this material nature. 1320, Kushi Mataji.
Yeah. Material nature and the living entities should be understood to be beginningless. They are transformations, and the modes of matter are products of material nature.
Right, thank you, Mataji. So this is Prakriti, this is Purusha. These are the two questions that is pending to be answered now. Prakritim, Purusham. This is Prakriti, this is Purusham. Okay, understand? Material nature is Prakriti, living entity is Purusha. So here, Prakriti and Purusha are beginningless. They are same in the sense of there is no beginning for them. However, the material nature will have transformation. There'll be a manifested stage and there'll be unmanifested stage. Like you have a lump of clay and then you'll try to mold something, and then suddenly you have a form. After that, you disintegrate it. Okay, the material is there, it's beginningless. However, there is a transformation. All right, and then the modes of matter are products of material nature. So this verse, Krishna is explaining this. Material nature, living entities are beginningless. Their transformation is product of material nature. So you can see here how the transformation is taking place. The change of the body from aquatic to animals to beasts and then the human, and then it goes back again like that. Okay, so you take different type of body, and that is called transmigration. Okay. Right, so this is product of material nature, how you let the modes of nature influence you, and then you have certain actions and you have certain reactions, and this will influence your next body. Okay, so now Krishna is going to talk about the enjoyer. 1322, Pushpa Mataji. So there are two enjoyers. Krishna is talking about the first enjoyer, just like the knower. Okay, Pushpa Mataji. Pushpa Mataji. Please mute Mataji sometimes.
I can mute. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to this association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species.
Right. So thank you, Mataji. All right. This is the first enjoyer. The first enjoyer is you and me. We are enjoying the material nature. All right. So the people say, oh, the world is there for you to enjoy. So enjoy. Okay. We are the enjoyer. So this verse is very important for understanding of how the living entities transmigrate from one body to another. So earlier we have already covered this in chapter 2. Chapter 2 is a condensed version of the entire Bhagavad Gita. So here Krishna is expanding that knowledge. Okay, so we transform from one body to another body like changing dress. Okay, why we changing this dress? Because we still attachment to the material existence. Because we always have the desire to enjoy the material nature. As long as the desire is there, we are going to keep changing the dress. Okay, how we change the dress? When we interact with the three modes of material nature. Okay, so we will see that tomorrow. Okay, and how do we stop this? This one also Krishna already mentioned, by hearing from the authoritative sources. Okay, everything starts from hearing. So the importance of hearing we will cover in level 3. Okay. So enjoying, and then he keeps changing the body because of his association with the material nature. And then this is the second enjoyer, 1323, Pushpa Sam Prabhu.
Yet in this body, there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is also known as the Supersoul.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. So what are the characteristics of this transcendental enjoyer? What are the characteristics? Right from the verse.
Supreme proprietor.
Yeah, supreme proprietor. What else?
Who exists as the overseer and permitter.
Overseer and permitter. Yes, he is just supervising what are you all doing. He's just saying, oh, you're doing this, huh? Doing this, huh? Okay. Okay, I allow you because you have free will. All right, we are not rocks, you see. So Krishna gives the free will and he's just looking at us. Okay, he's just waiting for us to turn back to him. Oh, Krishna, please save me. He's just waiting like that. All right, so that is the image here. One bird is enjoying the fruits. Another bird is watching. So like that, this person here, I think this person is attacking a woman, I think. And then Krishna is watching, keeping count all your activities. All right. And he is the actual enjoyer of everything. Ultimately, everything is happening because he wants it to happen. It's ultimately for his pleasure. All right. Okay. When we envy of him and then we fall here and we are going through all these interactions with the material nature, transformation, transmigration. Okay. And how does he do this function? Overseeing and permitter as the super soul. Okay. So that is why he is called Maheshwara, Maha Ishwara. He knows, supreme proprietor. Ishwara means God, isn't it? So Maha Ishwara. Okay, so this is also establishing the fact that there are two souls inside us. All right, so there are many places Krishna is saying this. There is soul and there is super soul. That super soul is overseeing the other soul. So like this, we already covered feel, the knower, the knowledge. I hope you all can remember this simple answers for this when I run down this, all right? Object of knowledge, what is nature, who is the enjoyer. Oh, actually we are end of this one already. Okay, let's recap that. What was the first question?
Feel.
Okay, let's go by the sequence of Arjuna's question. We have one story at the end. So
nature.
Nature and enjoyer, right?
What is feel? Okay. So we go by Arjuna's first question. He was asking about nature. And then what is his next question?
The enjoyer.
Very good, enjoyer. And then we go to that.
The field.
Field, Kshetra. Then?
Knower of the field.
Do you all know the Sanskrit word? That's okay, Kshetra. After that?
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. What is knowledge? At least?
Nyana.
Nyana. Yes. Finally?
Object
of knowledge.
Yes, Neyam. Okay. So, nature, of course, material nature, and you associate with the three modes. Okay, I'm going to ask somebody. Ashwini Mataji, you've been very quiet today. Can I ask you a question? What is enjoyer? Okay. Brinda Mataji? Can you answer who is enjoyer? Purusha? Devi Mataji? So many of them not there. Cool. Jai Silan Prabhu?
Two kind of enjoyers. One who's enjoying the material nature.
Very good.
And the other enjoyer is transcendental enjoyer.
Very good. Right. Okay. What is feel? Haridas Pushpa Mataji? Unmute Mataji.
Body is the field.
Yes, body is the field. Thank you, Mataji. Kaya Mataji, who is the knower?
Knower.
Is it the soul?
Okay. Is there only one knower?
No, soul and the super soul.
Very good. Soul and super soul. Okay. Kush Mataji, what is knowledge?
Knowledge.
Interaction between what and what, or who and who. Or what and who, rather. Pushpa Mataji, would like to help your daughter?
Yes, mom.
Knowledge. Knowledge, Nyana. Knowledge.
Can I be adopted, mom?
Yes, yes, you can.
Yes, please.
It's understanding between this body and the knower.
Yeah, understanding between the interaction between body and knower. Okay, last question. Yamuna Mataji. Object of knowledge. Do you remember few of the criteria of the
What is the object of knowledge?
object of knowledge?
Hmm.
Why are we learning all this? What is the object of this knowledge? What are we trying to understand? What are we trying to know?
Can I try? I'm not sure.
Okay, Mataji, Pushpa Mataji.
Is it 6 changes that the body go through?
No.
Or then?
The one under feel already. 3, 4.
Okay.
Object of knowledge, where Krishna will say, this object of knowledge is this, he is this, and then he recites here.
Can I tell Mataji?
Oh, wait, Mataji, later you save everybody.
Okay.
Janani Mataji, what is object of knowledge? Janani Mataji not there. Ashwini Mataji, Devi Mataji, all these devotees not responding to me. Okay, Kartini Mataji, you go Mataji. What is object of knowledge?
He's the source of light. He's beyond the darkness, and he is unmanifested.
And who
He's
is
the
he?
knowledge, Paramatma, super soul.
He is seated in everybody's heart. All right, to understand relationship between soul and super soul. Okay, here the knowledge here is understanding between body and knower. Object of knowledge is relationship between soul and super soul, or the super soul himself. Okay, so what if you all cannot follow this knowledge? Oh, Mataji, this feels so heavy for me. So Krishna gives a solution here. Krishna very kind. Yamuna Mataji.
Krishna. Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend
They are coming.
The path of birth and death. So this is power of hearing. Thank you, Mataji. So question can be, can one advance if he cannot meditate? If he can't, master the Sankhya philosophy, or he can't perform Nishkama Karma Yoga? So what is the destination for such person? Okay, the future is still bright for such people because they simply have to hear from not just anybody, from the authoritative sources. Okay, ordinary people, not everybody will have the fortune of acquiring spiritual knowledge, and it could be that nobody is there to educate them about soul and everything. Okay, but when they hear from other people, then their knowledge is awakened. So that is the power of the sadhus, right? Just by them speaking what they have learned and seen in the right parampara, not speculation. This knowledge means it must come from the right parampara. All right, and then you repeat as it is, okay, without interpretation, without any other added concoction, speculation. So when the matter is passed on as it is, so the potency is intact, and it will have some change of heart in the person, those who are hearing. Okay, so just by hearing, the life becomes perfect. That is why it is given as the first step in the devotional service. What is the first step in the devotional service?
Hearing, is it?
Yeah, correct. Very good, Shravana. So in Krishna conscious here, we give a lot of importance to hear about soul, super soul, what is real knowledge. So hearing is very important. Hear. Hearing from authority. Even Mother Devahuti, Kapila Dev's mother, was hearing from him. Okay, she never say, oh, you are my son, how can you, I'm superior to you, I should not listen to you. No. Here, who is this person sitting and receiving the knowledge? Who knows this person's name?
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj. And the person who's giving the knowledge? Sukadeva Goswami.
Sukadeva
Okay? So this, what is happening here? This is the delivery of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, Bhagavatam is delivered here. So the story behind this picture, I will tell another day. Okay. All right. So hearing about him from others. So that is a cobbler and Brahmana story. Okay. With that, we will end. I won't do the recap. Okay. All right. So Narada Muni is called what Rishi? What's his title? Something Rishi, right? What is it? Deva Rishi Narada. So what is that special thing that he has? He can travel from planets to planets, different dimensions he can travel. Okay, so Narada Muni met a cobbler. He was sitting under a huge tree. Okay, and then this Brahmana heard Narada Muni is coming here. Later he will go to Vaikuntha. That means Narada Muni has very close cable connection with Lord Narayana and Vaikuntha. So Brahmana asked Narada Muni, can you ask Lord Narayana when I'm going to return to spiritual world? Okay, because you're going to see him, right? So can you please ask this question to him? And then when you come next, you come and tell me. Okay. All right. So Narada Muni also said, okay, like that. And then he went to see a Brahmana. Okay, this is a cobbler. Sorry, this is a cobbler. And then he went on the way, he saw a Brahmana, a learned Brahmana. So the Brahmana also asked, oh, you're coming from Vaikuntha, you're going back to Vaikuntha. Can you please ask Lord Narayana how many lifetimes I should spend for me to return to spiritual world? Okay, Narada Muni said, okay, I shall ask. So Narada Muni went to Vaikuntha and he asked these questions to these two people. Okay, so this Brahmana, this cobbler asked when he's going to come back, and this Brahmana also asked when he's going to come back. So do you have answer for them? So the Lord will say, okay, you tell the cobbler that he is going to come back after 100. You tell the cobbler that he is going to come back after the number of lifetimes represented by the number of leaves in the tree that he's sitting under. Okay, and then he asks, what about the Brahmana? You tell him that he will come back to me after 100 lifetimes. Okay, so the Narada Muni was okay, so he went, and after that the Lord told Narada Muni, when you go down to tell the answer, they will ask you one question. They will ask you, what was the Lord doing? Okay, and oh, sorry, the actual information is that the cobbler was told that he will see me at the end of this present life. So there are two versions of the story. So this version is, he will see me at the end of this present life. Whereas for the Brahmana, the Lord said he will come back after 100 life. So Narada Muni was asking, the cobbler is uneducated person. The Brahmana is an educated person. He does a lot of worships and yagya for you. So why are you giving two different verdicts like this? Shouldn't the Brahmana reach you earlier? And then Lord Vishnu said, okay, to answer this, when you go down, they will ask you a question, what the Lord was doing in Vaikuntha. So you tell them that the Lord was, that I was threading an elephant through a hole of a needle, putting through an elephant through the hole of a needle. And then the Narada Muni was like so perplexed, what kind of answer is this? So he went down. So first he goes to the Brahmana. He goes to the Brahmana, and Brahmana asks, oh Lord Narada Muni, did you see the Lord? What the Lord said? The Lord said that you will come back to him after 100 lives. All right. So the cobbler was also there. Then the cobbler asked, so what did the Lord say for me? He said, you will return in this lifetime. Okay. So the Brahmana was very angry. How can the cobbler go back in this lifetime? I'm doing so much of learning. I'm doing so much of puja. Shouldn't I go back first? And then the Brahmana will say, I think Narada Muni, you are lying. Maybe you did not see the Lord at all. No, I really saw the Lord. If it's true that you actually met the Lord, so tell me what the Lord was doing. Okay, so Narada Muni will say the Lord was putting an elephant through the hole of the needle. Oh, that's about it. The Brahmana was, oh, you must be lying. How can somebody put an elephant through the hole of a needle? You are lying. Like that he went off. All right. And now turn to the cobbler. So the cobbler, he will say, you will come at the end of this life. Oh, the Lord is so merciful. Okay, so tell me, Narada Muni, what was the Lord doing in Vaikuntha? So the Narada Muni will say, the Lord was putting elephant through the hole of a needle. Oh, the Lord is so powerful. He can do anything and everything in the world. So Narada Muni was asked the cobbler, is it believable for you? How can you believe it immediately? Oh, the Lord can put such a huge banyan tree in a tiny seed. Why can't he put an elephant through the hole of the needle? And that is when Narada Muni realized the level of devotion the cobbler has, being a not learned person, compared to one who has done all the learning, doing all the puja, but yet doesn't have the faith on the Lord. So that is the difference. That's why Krishna said, the Lord said, the Brahmana, the cobbler can come at the end of this life, and the Brahmana has to come after 100 lives. Okay, so this is about the faith, all right? The knower of all fields. Okay, so I will not recap since we already recap all this. Okay, one last slide reading. Anybody? There's no name given yet. Anybody has not read yet today? Everybody read already.
No.
Oh, Param Prabhu, come.
Yeah. Oh holy name, you are manifested in two forms. One, the Supreme Person described by the holy name, and two, the sound vibration of the holy name. We know that the second form is even more merciful than the first, because although a person may commit many offenses to you, first form, he still plunge into the ocean of bliss by serving your second with his voice.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. So this verse is talking about the difference between the Supreme Lord himself and his holy name. So even if somebody committed an offense to the Supreme Lord, but because he chants his holy name, that offense will be forgiven. So his holy name is more merciful than Krishna himself. Okay, so that's how potent the holy name is. Okay, so let us chant.
What is
3
the holy
times.
name, Mataji? Sorry.
Holy name is this, Prabhu. This is
Hare
the
Krishna.
holy name. Yes, this is
Okay.
holy name is any names that's referring to God, Krishna. So he has many unlimited names, and the names that are recommended for us in Kali Yuga is this. So this is the holy name. Okay, so who wants to lead today?
I can sing, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Prabhu, go two line.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare.
Haribo. Thank you, Sam Prabhu
Hare.
and the kids.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mataji.
Any
Thank you,